What's up, y'all? We're back. We're freaking back.
We've returned. We've returned from Gen Con and not playing any Star Wars.
What did we do at Gen Con, you ask?
We played Bomb Busters.
Bomb Busters pretty good. Yeah, we watched a lot of Northern Lion. We hung out.
Yeah, I probably watched like 30 hours of Northern Lion.
We ate some delicious food.
Yeah.
I only went to the con on Thursday and Friday. The highlight of my weekend, I guess, was our buddy got me into a party where Matthew Mercer was like across the room from me.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go talk to him because it was a party invite only for like dungeon masters.
Yeah.
And I was a +1, and I just didn't feel like I fit in.
Yeah. I mean, not to like.
Everyone was trying to hang out with.
It was
Mercer,
like
right?
it was like court intrigue from what I heard from our mutual friend. He was like, everybody's just trying to like worm their way to Matt Mercer to maybe get. I don't know what you're expecting.
I don't
even.
know. It would be miserable.
It's not like you're just gonna
in that situation.
be on the next go round of like Critical Role, right? Like that's like a completely unrealistic thing. But maybe you get like a shout out. I don't know. We're not like other content creators in that we don't spend our every waking hour thinking about like how do we advance our channel, right? We mostly play the game because we like it playing the game, and I think both of us wouldn't get nearly as much of like reps if we weren't playing on stream. Yeah, I don't know. It's like if we ever start showing up with like the fake smile, dead eyes smile, like thumbs up stuff, like thumbnails, we cured
Mr. Beast basically.
We cured 100 Bothans. We paid the hospital bill of 100 Bothans. Then we've completely sold out.
Thank you, Lord Farquaad. 75 months. Whoa, wowee. Also, sorry earlier. I saw you sub during the intro. Thank you.
Thank you guys for the subs.
This, I guess, what is going to be our content for the next little bit is Premier matchup spotlights. So
it's upcoming regionals.
Yeah.
I've actually got a couple that I have earmarked that I kind of want to go to. We should obviously talk about this off.
So we might actually go to some.
But we might be going to some regionals. I put a couple of them on my calendar.
So I need to be prepped. So the idea here is similar to our last stream where we played the championship decks from the Galactics. Each of us is going to bring a competitive deck that's done well in a tournament or a variation on one of those decks with a sideboard. We're going to play some warm-up games, and then we'll do some matchup, a sideboarded matchup.
Yeah, the interesting thing about, like, say, Boba Fett Data Vault is that you actually have a ton of room in your deck for kind of like personal flair, and I don't know that you would ever solve like a 60-card deck like Data Vault necessarily, because there's always going to be something you could play better based off of like whatever the matchup
There's
is.
so much variance, and in a given matchup, you might want to see one card in your main 60. In other matchups, you never want to see that same card, right? And you might not see it in either matchup that you have. So this matchup, or this says Lando Red is like hyper aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
It is all local cost stuff.
There was a guy who was playing this Lando. I think it was the same person. I don't know. I didn't actually research it, but there was a Lando deck that did well at Gen Con across multiple tournaments, and so that's like, well, that's noteworthy. Even if the Gen Con tournaments weren't huge, it's still like what you could expect at like a regionals, right?
That's probably a lot of decent players, like good players that went to Gen Con. It was about 50-ish participants for most of the tournaments.
So is the Durham one? Is that the one this upcoming Saturday? Is that the one that's like in 3 days?
Is in 3 days?
Durham's a bit of a haul for us.
Is it like 4 hours?
I think so. It's like a little bit of a haul. There's parts of North Carolina that are not easy for us to drive to from where we are, because you end up basically driving across all of North Carolina to get to it. And North Carolina is a much larger state than ours. So September. Okay, so let me tell you the ones that I was like considering. I think Durham was the. So I was looking at the Duluth one. That one is in September.
That's very doable. Yep.
The Durham one apparently is not even on there. There's like a Raleigh one, maybe that one, Atomic Empire, Raleigh/Durham.
Raleigh is 4 hours, right?
Is the Atomic Empire the one that you were thinking of, Farquaad? There's a Charlotte one this weekend. And unfortunately, because I went to Gen Con, I got to make up for lost time at work. So that Charlotte one's would be like a nice easy drive for us because that's a smooth 2 and some change.
Yeah, it's probably
from
not even
here.
2 from my house.
Yeah, for me it's a little bit further, but
Mulligan. A limited format. What?
Limited? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's a shame. It's a shame I'm not going to that because limited for this game is sick.
Yeah, I could go
and I would love to just play limited.
And go enter that tournament with 0 limited experience since the first set, but probably fine. I don't think it really matters that much. I assume most people are probably in a similar boat.
So I won the initiative, right?
Yeah.
All right. Guess it's something like this. All right. Allegiant General Pride.
A-Wing.
I will take the initiative.
Yes. A little bit Swiss. Sealed Swiss, then top cut draft. Oh, that sounds awesome. Were you hoping for like
sealed's kind of like a tough sell, right? Because in this game,
like you can't really draft. You can't have like 6 draft pods for your Swiss rounds.
I mean, but that's the way PTQs used to work for Magic. Like 15, 20 years ago, you would go play sealed. All right, so I will attack. Allegiant General Pride is going to do 2 indirect damage to you. And then I'll use Boba Fett. It's all dumping all base.
I'll eat all that.
Okay.
I'll attack you for 3.
Yeah. I am going to play Marin. I actually think Marin's really good with Boba Fett, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to play Leia and ready a resource.
I will take the initiative.
Leia Starfighter. Pass. I do kind of worry that deck's
not a good
too
match.
beefy and also does too much damage.
Yeah.
For me.
I was slightly worried about the matchup before we got on stream, but we can play it a couple times just to see.
That's the point of this whole.
I mean, this guy is nutty, but the data vault means this guy is not necessarily likely, right? Okay, I am going to attack you with Pride and do 2 indirect damage, and then I'll Boba Fett for an indirect, and then he'll hit your base for 2.
Yeah, we'll take all that. 2 damage to a unit.
Yeah, it's gonna shoot down space stuff. I think Marin is like probably really good in this Boba Fett deck.
2 damage to a unit is not ideal.
I think she's probably crazy in this deck.
I'll surprise strike Leia into her. This probably is not something this deck wants to do.
Yeah, but the option is get dunked upon otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will play the IG 2000 and I'll do a damage and damage.
I will deploy Lando.
I will take the initiative.
Take it for 3.
Yep.
Take it for 3.
Yep. I mean, if you hadn't dumped 5 damage into me, you'd be doing a lot of. It's incorrect. Atomic Empire is Premier. Gotta mix up with another one I was thinking about going to. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna Daring Raid and then Tarkentown.
Okay.
That thing. And then I'm gonna use Lando's ability for a Hotshot Blaster.
Okay.
I'll defeat a resource I own.
Yeah, and that one's just free.
And yeah, it costs 1, but yeah. I'll take it for 4.
Okay.
It's also possible I should just kill this guy. I think I'm just gonna kill that guy.
Okay.
We'll see if.
That's
I just don't think I'm winning the race against that guy. That
yeah, because he's like dumping 5 into you.
Yeah, I'll pass. Beating my ass.
Okay. I am going to play HK47.
I'll attack you for 4.
Okay. I'm gonna grenade strike 2 here, 1 there. I will Boba Fett for a damage. And then I've defeated 2 units, so take 2. If you had not killed Marin, I had a Kylo's silencer. I could have discarded to Marin, smoke something, play the Kylo silencer.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Other TGs are doing it for 1, it works fine. Flesh of Blood, for example. Yeah, Flesh of Blood, I think, is a big... I think you have to put Flesh and Blood in like an asterisk, because I think Flesh and Blood works like Magic did 20 years ago as far as like organized play, but I think you have like... I don't know what Flesh and Blood's active player base size is.
It's also just a huge logistics problem to organize, like however many drafts you need to fire.
Right, you tend like if you're running it correctly, you need to like open all of the packs ahead of time and stuff like that, right? So, okay, I will take the initiative.
For 3.
All right, so if you had done 9 more damage to me, I would be at 25, but I'd have a bunch of stuff in
right,
play.
I think I'd be super dead.
It's tough to say. I think you've probably made the right calls. It probably just doesn't feel good, right?
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay.
I'll pay 1.
Okay. I am going to play a Dornian gunship. So I deal indirect damage to you equal to the number of vehicle units I control, which is 1. So take 1 indirect damage, and then I'll Boba Fett and make you take another indirect damage. This was a consistent 3 of across all of the Boba Fett decks that I saw. I actually agree with this. The stat line on this unit is crazy. It's a 4/6, which means it does not get killed by Fell the Dragon. It's got 6 toughness, so it doesn't get killed cleanly by takedown. It's also a space unit, right?
Take your 4.
All right, take the 4. I'm going to slap Mr. Fett into the Dornian gunship. I get to do 4 damage as I choose. I choose the Millennium Falcon to do 4, and then I'll HK and hit you for 1.
I'll Lando Cassian into play.
Okay. He only cost you 3.
Cost me 3. Then I get to destroy. Yeah.
I'm going to attack you for 2 with HK.
Attack you for 3.
I will take the initiative.
I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm dead.
You were cranking damage.
Starting to, at least.
You were cranking some damage.
What's up,
Time roller? Good to see you. Let's
take this initiative.
He had yeah, I do think I got like a lot of free damage with Pride. That's a classic question. Like if you could play a card that said coin flip win the game, you obviously would. Coin flip win the game. Coin flip do nothing. You're like, I'll take
a 50, resource it in this game.
I'll take a 50-50 shot to win the game.
Yeah.
HK seemed pretty cracked. HK was what, 7 damage by himself? It was 2. I played him. I killed 2 guys. Got 2 damage there. Like Fab does it. Standings use 7 new set of pods. You do new draft for 3 rounds. They top cut. Do another draft. Yeah. So I think that's pretty good for stores because your stores get to move a lot of product when you do like multiple rounds of draft, right? And you're just like eliminating people as you go. So I think that's like a good way to do it. But it is like very logistically time consuming, right?
There's only one Arms of the Teeth in this Lando list. There's one. So you can't do double. I pulled that list from one of the top 4 Gen Con lists. I think it's maybe the same person that was playing this Lando list every day. So that person has all the nuance of how to play this deck, and I don't have any of that.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're playing some reps, right?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
I think a deck like this, where it's got like a lot of forward pressure and is like dealing with your dudes, is like pretty good. It's not the straight up like blue-green villainy to control. That's just like kill your guys, go to sleep, killing your guys, play vigilance, play
Star Destroyer,
And I do think this Lando deck has got some game against like the Kylo Tarkin Town, because I think you can present.
I think it's so fast that Kylo Tarkin Town's removal can't deal with your stuff.
I think you could present. The thing is, like, that Lando deck's really good against, say, like Power of the Dark Side.
Mm-hmm. It's going wide. It's playing a bunch of 1-drops, playing a bunch of 2-drops.
You're like Power of the Dark Side, kill like a reckless gunslinger or whatever, right? And
the 3-drops in here are just Falcon and Cassian. There's 1 4-drop, and it's Quinlan Voss.
Yeah.
And there's nothing past that.
Yeah. Well, it's Quinlan. I actually love Quinlan as like an aggro closer, because if you surprise strike Quinlan, that's a ton of damage.
It's 9 damage.
Yeah. And he also picks up a gun.
It's
9 with Quinlan, because it's 4, 3, and then 2 for his ability. Okay, so I lost the initiative. I don't have a 2-drop, but I have a Daring Raid. So presumably you play something, I Daring Raid it. And then I could play a 3-drop to follow it up. The thing about playing Datafall is, like, I'm terrified of mulliganing a hand that has some sort of line in it, because it could all just go so wrong so fast, right? I'm going to keep this hand just to try it out. I'm not optimistic, not like crazy optimistic about this hand's chances, but we'll see. Go ahead.
Play Green Squadron A-Wing.
Okay. I will Daring Raid it, and then I will Boba Fett you.
Take initiative.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Attack for 3.
Okay. I will play the Tide Dagger Vanguard. I had this as a follow-up, right? So if you play something that can't immediately kill, and then I deal 2 damage, so I'm gonna Boba Fett and get you for another point. Quinlan and Yellow Asajj, yeah, more expensive with the Super Seal, 12 decks, and the Galactic seems like fun. And alright, I sold that. I guess I'll take initiative.
Colortel Turncoat. Daring Raid. Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna IG 2000, 1 damage to each of them, and then I'll Boba Fett you.
Take it for 2.
I'm gonna take the initiative.
Attack you for 2. Play Lando. Play Quinlan. Attack you for 2. Yes.
I am. Oh, I gotta resource something. I am not optimistic about how this turn plays out. I am. We'll kill the cartel, and I'll get to draw a card.
I take 1.
You take 1. Overwhelm.
Surprise strike Quinlan.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that 9. I've got the card I want to play, and then I've got the card. Alright, whatever. I guess I'll play this. I'll play Fett's Fire Spray. You will take 2 indirect damage. And then I'll Boba Fett and make you take an indirect damage.
Thank you for 2.
I will take the initiative.
Thank you for 2. Tarkentown, the IG 2000. Lando.
A Cassian.
Yeah. Roy, this Greedo. Thank you for 3. Yes.
I think you got this one. So the last hand was awkward because I had 2 3-drops and not a 2-drop, because I could have played a TIE Dagger Vanguard and killed this, and if I'd had another 2-drop, I would have felt like pretty good about where I was. But instead, I think I probably just died at Quinlan. I guess there's no chance that all plays out. I'll slap Boba Fett into Fett's Fire Spray. I'll do 2 damage here, and then I'll dump 2 damage into... I guess I'll do 1 damage to Cassian and 1 damage to Quinlan.
You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah. Yep. And you did not have a clean answer for Quinlan at the time.
That might be the key in this matchup.
I mean, he did more than half my life total, right?
He did 18 damage.
So
yeah.
Didn't have a clean answer for him. I couldn't set up a clean answer, so I considered... So another possibility is me playing open fire to do 4 damage to Quinlan. And once again, I really wish I had a 2-drop to play in addition, because I think I would have been in much better shape. But I considered playing open fire on Quinlan to get him to where I could kill him with a Boba Fett deploy. But if I do that, you Tarkentown, the IG 2000. Yeah, it was just...
No, you can't deploy Boba Fett. You know, you have to like play Fire Spray, then deploy Boba Fett, and you've already...
I had a Ruthless Raider, so I could like Ruthless Raider something and deploy Boba Fett into it, but... Yeah. I think that the Quinlan put me too far behind. I didn't have a good clean answer for him. I was hoping to top deck like Overwhelming Barrage, but I guess we're just in Data Vault, so you're gonna see what you're gonna see. It took some readjusting for me. That's funny. Yeah, just pay 1 and Hotshot Blaster him.
Hotshot for 1's pretty good.
All right, so I don't think this hand is keepable, even though you've got Allegiant Pride. The problem is you don't have anything that's up the curve. Like, if it would turn 6 and this were your hand, you're unbeatable. Like, you cannot lose the game from this position, but you got to get to turn whatever. So I think you have to mulligan that hand. And having seen the way that last hand played out, I think I would mulligan if I could do it all again. No, I think Allegiant probably gets 10 damage in before you can do anything about him, right?
Least likely. What's up, Submarine?
All right. I think you are too slow, and I think you would be perfect if I drew you next turn. Or alternatively, I'm gonna lay it out. This is discussion territory, right? This is engagement farming. Justin hates this because he just wants to play the game. But
I just want to play my card.
So TIE Bomber. This is the hand we mulligan into, and I think this hand is pretty good. You would take this hand every time. TIE Bomber, Grenade Strike. I think pretty good in this matchup. Super Laser Tech, Marin, Dornian, and Overwhelming Barrage. There's not a world where Overwhelming Barrage gets resourced. Not an aggro matchup is too good. It can turn. It's too easily turned into a 2-for-1, possibly a 3-for-1. Plus, it puts the pressure on Justin in a lot of those situations. Now, there's a line where I think the TIE Bomber stays in your hand. Okay, because this is our turn 1 play because I have the initiative, right? So the question is, what do we resource from here? Now, the reason I bring it up is that a line of possible play is TIE Bomber, and a lot of people might say Marin, but I actually think you could go TIE Bomber, you play the Super Laser Tech. When you attack with the TIE Bomber, you get to Boba Fett yourself, kill the Super Laser Tech, and then on the next turn you're ready to play the Dornian, and then Boba Fett can come out and start beating some ass. So I think the resource is Marin and Grenade Strike, despite the fact that I think they are really good in this matchup. I think we're going to try to go for a turn 3 Dornian, right? When you care about having a big chip later, you need to get to later first. Just did a swap with your friend and gave me a jar of homemade pickles. Give me 4 bottles of mead you made.
4 bottles of mead for 1 jar of pickles?
That's a deal.
Jeez.
All right, I will play the TIE Bomber.
Starfire.
I will take the initiative. Resource this. I am going to play the Super Laser Tech.
Leia, exhaust.
I will take the initiative.
Spec Force Soldier. I could clean up the TIE Bomber for free, so it doesn't do 1 billion damage to me and activate your ability. Yeah, let's do that. Do that in Target Town. And pass.
I'll fight the Spec Force Soldier.
Thank you for 3.
I'm gonna Dornian, and I will do an indirect damage to you, and then I'll Boba Fett indirect damage.
Base. I'll take you for 2.
I'm gonna take the initiative.
Deploy Lando. Play tubes. Play Starfighter. Lando. A gun. Blow up the surprise strike. Thank you for 4. And pass. Cube says no red mans to help. What the
No,
heck?
he does not.
Depressing.
We'll slap Fett in here, and I'll do 4 damage there.
Thank you for 4.
I'm gonna Overwhelming Barrage. I got 10 to distribute, and I count 9 health among units you control. Gotta save the last bullet for myself.
I just concede here, I think. Okay. I don't.
Hit you for 10.
I don't know what world I come back from that. Yeah, it's not like I have an answer to getting hit for 10.
Yeah.
2 turns in a row or in 3 turns. 10 plus whatever the hell else you want to do.
It's just systematically dismantle your people from there.
Lady Farquaad.
Lady Farquaad, what's
23
up?
months. Thank you.
Thank you. Your turn with the initiative.
I don't know what I could have done different in that game. I mean, like attacking the bomber, I could have been more aggressive.
So when you play the guys to the ground, then I don't care about the bomber because I can trade with one of the dudes on the ground, right? No, that was I was pretty whelmed by that barrage.
Maximum whelmed.
Asteroid Sanctuary and yours. No units above 3 costs, and often use it to exhaust their leader and shield one of my dudes. Yeah,
I could see that.
It's tough to justify Asteroid Sanctuary because you have to like have it at the exact perfect time. And I think if you exhausted, you could have like bamboozled Fett there. I still would have. Overrolling Barrage would have still killed 2 of your units.
That's next time playing bamboozle inside,
which is crazy. That's crazy. I guess its goal is to win the game before the Vader yellow comes online.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, the major problem with Asteroid Sanctuary is, of course, it doesn't actually... All it's doing is stopping you from getting totally blown out, right? I do love Asteroid Sanctuary. It is probably my favorite card in the game. It was like easily my favorite card in Limited. It was so good in Limited. You'd get so many people with it. All right, well, that's an easy mulligan. Yeah, Asteroid. Yeah, Asteroid doesn't do anything against the 33 hit point base, right? Especially not something like this Boba Fett deck that's just going yard, right? It's like, yeah, I'm playing Mauls. Yeah, I'm playing Devastators. Like, you're just playing stuff and killing things on your 6, 7, and 8 drops.
The decks of the World of Galactics, and there were 3 yellow Thrawn in the top 20 and 1 in the top. That was one I wanted to try.
The blue black. I mean, the blue yellow Thrawn. Yeah, I mean, I played like an early draft of it, and compared notes to some stuff that I saw online, and I felt like my deck could have used some improvements. And I do think that deck is sick. It is cool. Well, look, it's resourced. And what? Perhaps you're too expensive. Okay.
I'll play Leia and ready. Yeah, if there's any matchups you guys want to see between competitive decks,
HK47.
You can give us that feedback in the whole Discord. Okay.
I will take the initiative.
We'll take it into consideration. Yes.
HK is going to attack Leia, and I'll do a damage to your base, and then I'll Boba Fett you.
Take it for 2.
And we'll play a Super Laser Tech.
Falchion.
I'll take initiative.
Take it for 3. I'll target down HK. And pass. They won.
I'm gonna Daring Raid the Falcon, and then I'll Boba Fett and do a damage to you. I could do it to myself, but I actually don't have a good follow-up here.
Attack you for 2 or 3.
I am going to tie Vanguard and finish off the Falcon.
Attack you for 2.
I will attack you for 2. How do you like that?
Deploy Lando.
I will take the initiative.
Play Sabine. Play Soldier. Attack you for 2. And pass.
Soldier. I can't attack Sabine because you've got 3 other things. So attack the soldier.
Take it for 2.
I'm sorry, the super laser attack is now a resource.
Let's attack with turncoat. Or with
the Vanguard?
So you don't just deploy. Yeah. Murder my stuff.
I was prepared. I was always prepared to murder your stuff. So
yeah, IG, that's fine too.
IG 2000. I'll do a. Let's see. So damage for sure, and then I'll damage Lando, and I draw a card for the turncoat. Oh, and then I get to Boba Fett. Yeah.
I'm gonna Lando in a gun. Discarding Daring Raid.
No, did you? That doesn't use all your resources.
That's
right?
it's like one. It's the one I exploded.
Yeah.
Well,
it has to be. It's the yeah. Because you pay the 1, it's the gun. The replacement comes in and blows up, so you still have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll attack with Sabine for 5.
Okay. I'll give Lando the rat-a-tat-tat.
He's dead. I'll play Quinlan.
I will take the initiative. It's more important for me to kill these yokels than it is for me to do anything else. It's crazy important. It's like crazy. Overwhelming. Blah 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 blah. I got 9. I got 8. So I'll kill them all. Kill them all.
Wrinkles Gunslinger.
I'll play an HK-47.
Lando Falcon.
I'll hit you for 9.
Yes.
You take initiative.
Yeah.
Pass. I guess I resource nothing here.
Surprise strike for 8.
HK, I'll take out the Reckless Gunslinger and you'll take 1.
Sabine.
I'll overwhelm the Falcon. So you'll take 2 and then another one from HK47. This takes 5.
Take initiative.
I will. Planetary bombardment you.
Okay.
So take 6 indirect.
Whatever, dude. All right, match time. I don't know that I can learn anything else about this matchup except for don't hope I don't get everyone barraged Boba deployed.
Yeah. Hit with Quinlan for 18.
Yeah.
The game plan is always do 18 damage with Quinlan.
I think it's a good game plan. I did hold off on Quinlan for a turn because of the Falcon cost.
Nilrim. Look at that. Half a year. Appreciate the support.
Big 6 months.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eddie. Yeah. Dropped a card on him. I like this Boba Fett data fault. This is a solid deck. There's several different permutations of this deck, and I kind of like them all for different reasons. I am playing a non-invisible hand version. There is an invisible hand version.
That version does sound pretty cool.
I like that one quite a bit. It's not the one I went to because I feel like you have to give up some of the consistency for the invisible hand stuff. And I like the invisible hand stuff in theory. I don't know how I would like it in practice. Of course, you don't get to cheat out invisible hand like we've seen with some of the Dooku stuff that I was doing a few weeks back. Auspicious 14.
I think it is. I think not good if I had 11 initiative. Yeah, it is very not good.
Okay. I would come close to just keeping this hand, man. I guess. Yeah, something like. Guess I resource that. I guess I resource that. I don't know. All right, HK47.
Or better.
I will take initiative.
Yes.
But the invisible hand plan lets you. Invisible hand goes and gets HK47, which is cool. And you play some of the other ships that are also droids. You play like the bomber, the 2-drop, that if you control another separatist thing, you get to do 2 damage. So you can like play invisible hand, go get that, get to do 2 damage, then get to Boba Fett, then you get to deploy Boba Fett in invisible hand, and kind of go sick house from there. All right, I am gonna daring raid the N1 Starfighter. You'll take 1 from HK47, then I'll Boba Fett you for 1.
Starfighter.
I'll play a TIE Bomber.
Soldier.
I will attack you for 2.
I'll take initiative.
I will pass.
Hold you for 3.
Okay. I'll bring the TIE Bomber in for 3 indirect damage. And then I'll Boba Fett and indirect damage you.
I'm gonna surprise strike the soldier into HK.
Okay.
This might be insane. We'll see.
I'm going to grenade strike to do 2 damage. It says you may deal 1 damage to another unit in the same arena. I choose not to.
Tubes.
I will take the initiative.
Deploy Lando. Use Lando for gun. For that, hit you for 4.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
I had a really awkward turn this last turn. This is awkward. I'm going to overwhelming barrage my TIE Bomber. I will use it to kill tubes, and then I'm going to Boba Fett you and do a damage to you.
That is awkward. Okay. Launch you for 4.
I'm going to attack you for 2 and 3 indirect damage.
Take you for 2.
I am going to take the initiative.
Smuggle Falcon. Very quick one. Your turn. Or done, I mean.
Okay. We're going to strap Boba Fett into the TIE Bomber. I'll do a damage to the soldier for 1. And then I will dump 4 into
3 and 2.
6, right? So 3 and 2. I'll do I'll do 1 to the Millennium Falcon, and then I'll do 4 to Calrissian there.
3, 4.
It's 6 damage, right? Overwhelming barrage. No, JK,
Boba deploy.
I'm so confused. I'm so discombobulated. Boba deploy. 1 there.
No one there.
And then
he's dead.
Yeah. 1 there. And then I don't have a rolling barrage in my hand. Stop thinking.
Okay, good. Thank goodness.
And then I think I have to do 1 here, so that way I can fight into it and kill it cleanly. And then I think that's fine. I'll do it like that. Yeah.
Okay. Take you for 5.
Okay. Attack you for 4 and 3 indirect. 4 puts you to the you get to hit me for 4 here. You get to hit me for 4. I go to 22. You could surprise strike. You could Cassian. 25. 4. Can't I? Oh. I'm gonna attack you for 4. So 3 indirect damage first, and then hit you for 4.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna Lando this gun.
Okay.
And you for 6.
Okay. I'm gonna raid. I'll blast Lando and 2 to your base.
Well, I guess I'm dead. Because I can't. I gotta take initiative here.
Okay. Okay.
Surprise strike. Great.
Bird. Puts me at 32. Oh, I crack back. That's close.
Yeah.
That's close.
Okay, let's look at this here sideboard.
That was close.
Did I miss a damage somewhere?
Boba data vaults. You can't run the sick silver pack Boba pilots. Because you didn't get one. They were all snatched up. They were all snatched up by greedy dragons and
Because they're
carried off to
yellow.
Oh yeah. I guess maybe that. Not wherever else I was going with that.
All right.
All right, you guys.
Breaking in, probably not. The probe droid.
I think the game is over. I think I sideboard out my Devastators. I think the game is long over. I've long won the game, or lost the game before those come out.
I think it's just jammed communications like can rip
Overwhelming. Yeah.
But like breaking in's not doing anything. The probe droid's not doing anything. Waylay. I don't think Waylay is doing anything. And Wolf, you're not really getting life. So
yeah.
Jammed communications is okay.
I think I bring in Craving Power and the probe droid. I've seen some attachment stuff, so the probe droid might be enough. I also like this droid. If you're playing Visible Hand, you can main deck this and go get it in situations where it's kind of useful. So Craving Power is extra copies of Overwhelming Barrage. It doesn't get to like spread the damage around, but it does, I think.
I just don't think I could spend 3 resources to waylay ships to like mess up a future Boba turn. You know what I mean?
You actually like. I don't think you can afford to spend 3 resources that isn't damage to my base.
That's kind of how I feel.
In any kind of capacity.
Yeah.
So I sideboarded out 3 Devastators and a Maul. I do think there's probably situations where Maul wins the board state, based off of the board state, right? Maul can come down and punch through one of your guys, and can possibly secure a game that might be a tight race otherwise. But I do think most of the time, if I'm on 7 resources, the game is already locked up one way or the other. So. Okay.
This does feel like a little bit of a bad match for Lando. I think Lando might exist in a spot where he wants to be feasting on 25 health bases. Because, man, he probably puts the shellacking.
I mean, you did 32 to me that game, and I did a fairly decent job of like answering your stuff. Though I did have like a pretty bad 4 resource turn.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked I won the game despite playing only a grenade strike to kill one thing. But I did force you to dump a bunch of damage into HK.
That may have been the mistake, but like I feel like HK running around doing extra damage to me was going to kill me anyway. I mean, I was at 21 there.
Yeah.
So
did you get to use Tarkentown?
I did not get to use Tarkentown.
Okay, I think that might have been the difference then. Right?
Yeah, I did not get to use Tarkentown. There's really no easy way to engineer Tarkentown. You just kind of use it if you can.
Yeah.
On this deck, you can daring raid stuff and do it, but that's really it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be crazy about 1 drop plus Daring Raid plus Tarkentown against like this. Against like some of the other decks that might be fine.
Kill 2 4s.
Yeah. But against this, it's like, okay, you killed HK-47, and then like the shit you actually cares about shows up, right? So. Okay.
Hand is questionable. AF.
I guess it's that. Okay.
Soldier.
Bomber.
Soldier.
Take initiative.
Pass.
Super laser tech.
Two.
I'll tie bomber, do 3 indirect damage to you. And then I'm gonna Boba Fett. Now this might be a bit of a tell. I'm gonna Boba Fett you. If I had a clean 5-drop, I'd get the super laser tech here, but I actually don't mind. You got stuff in the ground arena, so I don't mind leaving the super laser tech out. I'll take initiative.
Play a Falcon. It's like real tempting to do that. And target town. The bomber just pumping out shit is not good for me. Yeah. It's not good. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Target town. I'll pass. I hadn't quite figured out whether or not that's the play I should be making or not.
Okay. I'm gonna crash a super laser tech into one of those guys.
Thank you for 2.
I am going to Dornian and do 1 to you, and then I'll Boba Fett and do 1 to you.
Take for 3.
I will take the initiative.
Take for 2.
I actually think this would be like a halfway decent waylay spot because you could waylay this guy and you'd be in good shape. I think it's like the one. There's like the one situation where you're like ahead on board and then
play Leia, ready a resource. Play Cartel Turncoat. Play Jam Communications.
I have a planetary bombardment in my hand.
What was the other?
HK and Fett's Fire Spray.
Okay. And I'll deploy Lando and attack you for 2.
Okay.
I've gone as wide as I possibly can go. I'm done. Okay. You need to do this.
Bring Fett in. We're gonna do 4 damage divided as I choose.
You brought a few friends along.
I'll kill the turncoat for 3 and the soldier for 1, and then I'll bounty.
Take you for 3.
I'm going to hit you for 8.
Take it for 2.
I'm gonna play a Fet's Fire Spray. I'll do 2 indirect damage to you.
Take it for 2.
I am going to play an HK-47.
Take it for 2.
I'll take initiative.
Totally on the Falcon with Lando. And pass.
Okay. Let's count. You got 8 there, doesn't kill me. So we're gonna hit you for 8.
Attack, fire spray.
We're dropping Maul on Leia.
Okay. Dead.
Dead.
Super dead.
I don't think this is the type of deck that this deck wants to see.
I
think this deck is sick, and I would love to actually see how the deck performs against the Kylo deck and the Talzin deck, because I actually think the Talzin deck wouldn't be the biggest fan of that deck either.
I agree. 'Cause it's not. There's too much stuff for it to answer cleanly all the time.
Yeah,
I think it starts building a wide board. And
yeah,
becomes a problem.
Although I think the Talzin deck, I like the Talzin deck quite a bit, but I've noticed at Gen Con people were not playing it, despite the fact that it
won.
It won.
I mean, I think you do have to be very good at playing it.
I 100% agree. I don't think it's
not free.
I don't think it's a free deck. I think that's true with Quinlan Yellow as also, right?
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of these high level decks you need reps with. You got to know the lines. And I think if you play a bunch of them,
all these edge cases you run into in games where you're like, I don't know if this is the right play or not. You need to know the answer to all those questions.
The answer you should
need to know the right play.
Right. You should be able to answer that
for every
unequivocally.
matchup.
Like the right play is kill this thing, right?
Yep.
If you had not killed the TIE bomber there, how does that game play out?
It's 3 more damage on your base. So you still weren't in kill range. I didn't have a surprise strike or anything.
Yeah.
And also TIE bomber would have beaten my ass the whole time.
Yeah. You would have taken a bunch of damage from it.
And also you could have deployed Boba onto the TIE bomber and swung with it for 4 instead of onto the ship
Dornian.
that was...
Yeah.
I guess the Dornian did slow swing that turn, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
Yep.
I would hate...
That would have done extra indirect damage because the TIE bomber would have been in play when it got played.
Yeah. Right. And
I feel like I was even more dead.
Yeah.
If I let that live, right?
Yeah, and I think it's the right call then, right?
I think so. I think
if you just go back and look through the game, I think it's probably the right call. You wish you had stuff. You wish you had the P-38. You would love something like that in the deck, something that just comes into play and does 1 damage.
Yeah, something to target the target town.
Yeah.
To make it online. There's just nothing in Hero that does that, which is not a bad thing. I'm glad Hero doesn't have access to all tools at all times. So, I hope you guys like this content. We're going to be doing more of that. If you want to see specific decks, throw in Discord. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, we're getting ready for the PQ season, so I kind of want to jam high-level decks against each other for a bit, just to see what is kind of what's in the meta game.
Girl Soldier's probably a decent option. I agree. All right, so we'll be back Sunday for more.
Yeah.
And we'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.